Welcome to the Recon Trader. In today's video, I thought I would jump on real quick and share with you a possible breacher trade that could be setting up on Bitcoin as the price action on the 1 hour chart is starting to squeeze and perhaps getting ready to pop. Now, will it pump or dump? It's not our objective to make a prediction. We will take a look at the charts, and in the end, the chart will determine what direction this plays out. So let's get right over to the chart. And like I mentioned before, this is the Bitcoin 1 hour chart on the Binance exchange. And you can see our current price action is starting to get squeezed. And the current 1 hour candle has about 3.5 minutes to go. And so what I'm actually looking for is either a breach of the trend line that I have drawn in down here, or kind of a resistance line that I have drawn in across the top here. Now, if recent history repeats itself, we have started a downturn in Bitcoin, and each time we get into these squeeze situations after some consolidation, it has broken down. You can see back here as we started to squeeze down, it broke down. Again, on this particular trend line, it was squeezing up actually, but then eventually broke down through the trend line, the 9 EMA, and again, that's what I'm actually looking for. When I'm looking for a breach, it needs to breach the 9 EMA, the trend line, and if it's going to breach down, it doesn't hurt if it breaches support as well, as it did on this move yesterday. So again, we use the charts and look at patterns, and we see the breach down, and then yesterday's big breach down, and it not only breached one level of support, it breached the second level of support and came all the way down. So there could be a probability of a minimum of hitting the 35,000 level, or the bloodbath could continue on down to maybe the 30,000 level that we saw as support on this big sell-off. The question would really be, how far will it go? And again, we don't make predictions. The charts will play that out. And what we look at is structure. So the first move I would look for if we breach out of here would be 35,000. The next move would be 33,000 and then 30,000. Below that is a lot of open air. Then we're looking at like 22,000. And so that would be my targets if we breach down. If the buyers actually step up and push this price action up, then we could possibly see a move back above 40 to 42,000. However, that 42,000 is a very strong resistance level, and so I would be taking profit on the move up, probably scaling out. So, for example, if I had $9,000 invested in the trade, I would scale out $3,000 at a time, and at the same time have my stop loss trailing up to ensure that I don't give back that profit. And so the candle we were just watching did close above the 9 EMA, and the new candle has started. So we're just getting tighter and tighter in this range. Now, a few other items I'm watching, the doji candles you see, the long wicks, that's all indecision on this market. You can actually see a long wick down, a long wick up. There is a lot of indecision in this battle between the bears and the bulls. Now, once I get confirmation of what direction this market actually wants to move, and so I would jump over to a platform like OKX where I could actually trade perpetual futures with some leverage. And we're starting to see the price sell off a little, so I would more than likely be going short. But I would need to wait for confirmation that that's the direction this is going to break. Breaching this trend line alone will not give me that confirmation. Closing below this trend line will give me that confirmation. And if you're wondering, well, do I miss the whole move if I wait for this candle to close? Let's look back at the last 3 moves that happened. On this candle, you end up waiting to get in on the close of this candle, which gives you very strong confirmation. We break the 9 EMA, we break the trend line, and we break support. So you get in now, and then it sells off, and you're rewarded depending on where you actually decide to take profit. Now, I did actually take this trade, and I actually got out around the 35,000 level as I saw that to be resistance, and so I took profit. And I was not a hero and write it down to the 33.4. I took profit on this candle right around 35. It was actually kind of bouncing around here before it actually sold off. But before we actually got that sell off, 35 was acting as a little bit of resistance. I took my profit. And while this move may not look like a huge move down to 35, it still was 7%. But when you add leverage to that, it ends up being a substantial move. Now, I'm not recommending, if you're new to trading, that you use leverage. That's extremely risky. You can definitely trade just on the spot market, and you would have got a 7.5% win on one trade in one day. That is winning the battle, my friends. And then again, if we look back a little further, you can see again, trend line, candle actually opens on the other side of the trend line. But I actually waited till we broke the 9 EMA. And once we broke the 9 EMA in live action on the candle, I didn't wait for it to close. I actually got involved. And I actually took profit after breaking around 39,000 because I saw 38,000 as support. And it actually worked out to be support. And then the final setup, again, you wait for confirmation and you get it on the close of this candle. Now in this situation, you don't get a huge move down, but it's still a winning trade, even if you wait till confirmation and the close of the candle. And you don't have to jump into a trade the moment it breaches that level. Wait for some type of confirmation. Maybe on this particular trade, you wait for it to breach the trend line and then breach the 9 EMA and then jump in and maybe you grab a bigger profit. And so I'll continue to watch this price action as it gets squeezed. It's bound to pop in one direction or the other. The other thing to look at and be aware of is volume. You can see on all these moves the spike in volume, which we're really not seeing along this whole trade. The moment you see a spike in volume and we get a break, that could be your confirmation that we're about to go in one direction or the other. And so that pretty much wraps it up. I just wanted to do a quick video, get it out there for you so you could see what I'm actually watching and how I would actually trade this breacher trade in either direction. I will trade this in either direction, whether we breach it going up or breach it going down. Now, with that all being said, if you like this video, do me a favor, spike a like. If you're not already subscribed, you might want to shoot that subscribe button. I will be doing a lot more of these videos in the future. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop those in the comment section down below. And in closing, remember, never send your money into battle without first doing your recon. See you in the next video.